Welcome to another episode of the Two for One podcast. I'm your host, Dion, and joining me as always, my fellow co-host in this corner, Mitchell Sider, and in this corner, Nate Taylor. We'll do some brief intros for today. Kind of got
Oh,
derailed on our start to the pod, so we'll just jump
oh.
right into this.
I did a
Fellas,
little hand motion when I thought I was usually second, so I got confused. You threw me off. You threw me for a little curveball. I was
Bro
looking for the
said, I have a
fastball.
script, and then proceeded to not
I
read
was, I was
from the
sitting on the
script.
fastball, and then I and
hit
it
you with
got
that off
out.
speed,
Yeah,
baby. Hit you
no.
with that off speed. But look, today we're introducing another new segment to the pod. Something that we'll do the first pod of each month. Obviously, today is December 1st as we record here on Monday night. So what we're gonna do once a month here is pick our all NBA teams for the month. So today we'll be going based off of the entire season up to this point. We didn't do one for like the week and a half of October. We're just kind of lumping that all together. But the next time we do this, when January rolls around, it will be just for the month of December. I think it'll be interesting just to see like over the course of the season who's having the best, 1 month stretches at a time. Just kind of like, feel it out, gauge it out. So starting with obviously the first team. Now I have
Oh,
my
we're starting. I thought we were gonna build it up from third to first, and
no,
the little anticlimactic
well,
action
just because I feel like the
or
first
climax.
team, I feel like it's a pretty solid five. Like maybe there's some wiggle room for the fifth guy here, but between SGA, Luka, Giannis, and Jokic, like those are obviously locks. I don't think there's any debates there, right?
Yeah,
No,
those
Okay,
are the
perfect.
those are the those are four out of the five that I have on my list. So
yeah, I was. Yeah, you didn't say the
Yeah,
fifth spot
yeah, that
correctly.
feels locked in. So I didn't want to do that last. I feel like that would be anticlimactic. So for my fifth spot, I went with Cade Cunningham. I don't know if you guys felt differently, but that's where I landed. Nate,
Your fifth spot?
Cade Cunningham.
Yeah, okay.
Is that where you landed as well?
I was close to put he was close. It was him and I had two other guys who was close to. I went with Brunson.
Nah, of course he did. I should have known. I should have known.
oh, I went with Maxi over Cade.
Ooh.
If we're being like, just I know the record's not going to be there, but like the production is just like so. It's one of those things where I'm like, all right, yes, the numbers are so eye popping that I got to be like, here you go. Here are your flowers for a moment. But it easily could have been Cade or I know this is I hate to ride him as well, but like Brunson could very well be there as well. So
Yeah,
like
there's a case here.
I need to start because no one else is gonna do it, and I'm gonna just start doing it at this point. I have to start pushing Brunson's MVP case, even though he's not gonna win it. I need him to at least be in the conversation and get a few third place votes or something because he's having his best season again, and the Knicks are won four in a row. They just beat the Raptors. He didn't have his best game ever, but he's playing really good basketball. The reason I didn't give it to K is just the efficiency. If he gets it up, his overall numbers are probably more impressive than Brunson. And if they get the first seed, but if we're talking right now, I'm giving it to Brunson, and I'm gonna throw a little bias in there. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, my reasoning for Cade was just the record. Like the team has just been so good, and they've been good without him too. But obviously he's the engine of that team. Knicks, I wouldn't say they're like dysfunctional, but they're like a little bit below expectations for
Well,
when we
no,
thought
I
coming
think
in.
one player is dysfunctional.
Yes, one
Everything
particular
else has
player.
literally been fine.
Well, Josh Hart, you weren't really fond of him in the start of
No,
the
he
season,
wasn't.
but
But then the past 10 games, he's averaging 16, 8, and 6
yeah, but
on 40% from
overall,
three. So
Brunson definitely has the better supporting cast. So for the Pistons to be better than the Knicks right now, I feel like Cade deserved the spot. But
yeah, I'm not
I
gonna.
didn't give you too much of an issue. Yeah,
I can definitely not argue. Or I'm not gonna argue against that. I think it's
right.
fair.
Yeah, so first team pretty set in stone there. That's why I wanted to do that one first because I
I
feel like
think then we're gonna go to the second team. I assume right away, right?
the
Okay.
real debate starts here
Because
in the second
the
team.
other guy I almost put there was Donovan Mitchell, but the Cavs have kind of been on a little bit of a skid the past few games.
Hmm.
Since we're going on a month, a few games does actually matter in this.
Right.
Donovan Mitchell's been having the best scoring season of his career, and he's been pretty efficient still from the field. He's shooting, yeah, he's over 50% from the field right now. Donovan Mitchell has been really, really good, and I feel like not enough people have actually even talked about how good he's been, especially with having to manage the point guard load a lot of the time with Donovan or with Darius Garland out, still dealing with toe injury. I don't know how it's been, how long that this toe has been injured.
Going back to last season, like
I'm not
well
saying
into
it's fake either. It's just I don't know how his toe is still fucked.
yeah, just quite the extensive toe injury, I'll say. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, but Donovan Mitchell has definitely carried a huge load, like you said, with Garland only playing 7 games so far this season. I, this is where my bias came in. I ultimately had D Mitch on my third team, but I had a certain particular someone on my.
Please don't tell
that's
me you're
kind of
putting Jalen
wild. If you
Brown on the
put
second team.
if you actually put Jalen Brown second team over Donovan Mitchell, that's crazy.
That is
Like,
absurd. That's not
I
you
will
can't
give
argue
I will
it.
give Nate Brunson first team because there's like an actual argument to be made there. There is no argument to have
Yeah,
Jalen
like
Brown
actually
over
no.
Donovan Mitchell there.
You
Like
can Dion, you're better than that.
It's where I landed.
How?
It's
Okay,
what I
you
ended up
got the
with.
Celtics aren't good.
But JB has been extremely good. He's been
Okay, does Devin Booker get All
So
NBA
hold
when
on.
he's really good and the Suns are mediocre as fuck?
Is
Oh
there is there a single category that Jalen Brown leads Donovan Mitchell in? Disregard your record because they're deplorably worse than the Cavs. But like, is there something that you're like, okay, Jalen Brown clearly has XYZ over Donovan Mitchell,
no, there's literally
therefore
there's nothing.
exactly. That's what I was staring at them side by side,
Their
and there's
stat his
nothing.
stats are unequivocally worse, and his team is better. So where's the argument for Jalen Brown?
Yeah.
Wait a minute, wait a minute. We're pretending that the Celtics team is better than the Cavs now?
What?
Is that what you said?
No,
Did your
no.
brain just
I was
shit
gonna say, I
itself?
don't know what pop shove it you just did for your listening.
What?
The Celtics have not won as many games as the Cleveland Cavaliers,
Yes.
and Donovan Mitchell has a better statistical production. So where is the argument for Jalen Brown is my thing. Is it because the Celtics are a worse team and he's still putting up kind of similar numbers, therefore he should be no, no, no.
My case has more to
Like
do. I guess my avenue for a case would be the two-way play. Like I just think JB's been very good defensively. On top of leading this team offensively, he's had I don't know, pretty much 30 points in almost every single game, it feels like. Yeah, I know Donovan Mitchell, he's putting up more points, he's doing it more efficiently. He's running their offense,
I know
but
he's putting up more points, doing it more efficiently, playing for
I
a
know he's
better
winning.
team.
I know he's winning more games with his production, but hey, I'm a Boston fan, so why does that matter?
look, I didn't feel strongly about it. I'm not going to sit here and die on the hill of it, but it is where I ultimately landed. My second team consists of Jalen Brunson, who's the first guy off my list on the first team for sure. The aforementioned JB. I had Denny Avdia on there, my guy, riding for him. And then I had the Rockets duo of KD and Şengün rounding out my All NBA second team.
KD's second.
That's where I landed.
Okay. Can I ask you, is Jalen Johnson even on your list or like?
Jalen Johnson's on my list here.
Okay.
I'll
Okay,
show
so
you exactly
second
where he
team.
is.
Because I would.
Where is hell? Did Anthony Edwards die?
I was also gonna ask you, is there like, there's a couple names that are missing
Like,
off your
dude,
list,
Jalen
but
Brown over Anthony Edwards? What are you smoking? Did you
Anthony
smoke
Edwards.
crack before coming on here today?
Anthony
Anthony Edwards has
Edwards.
been the best player in basketball, arguably, the past 4 days.
Okay, yeah, that's 4 days. He has
I'm
turned it
not.
on.
It's been the past week. He's had 30 plus in I think 5 consecutive games.
That's fair, but where was he the first 3 weeks of the season?
Not doing that well, and still has a better statistical production than Jalen
that's the
Brown.
crazy part. The crazy part is he had a slow start and he's
Like
still been
he
better
has
than Brad.
still been better than Jalen Brown.
See, I don't really feel that way. I feel
Well,
like
I
Ant was.
don't feel like you're watching Timberwolves games then.
I don't know, man. I was very disappointed in Anthony. Like, if we're looking at the 16 games he's played, the first half of his season was very like well below par. Jalen Brown, I feel like has been more consistent. Yeah, like the total numbers might lean Anthony Edwards, but
Okay,
I,
so hold on. Who is it again? So you have tell me it all again so I can just memorize it.
Brunson, JB, Denny,
You've
KD,
got
and Şengün.
you got Nate having an aneurysm right
Hold
now,
on,
brother. So
hold
this
on.
shit
Say
is
it again.
crazy.
Say it again.
Brunson, Jalen Brown, Denny Avdia, Kevin Durant, Alperen Şengün.
Okay, I have
Yeah.
Şengün there. I have Anthony Edwards. I have Donovan Mitchell. I have Cade, and I have Austin Reeves.
Reeves was the other guy that I was going to ask where you managed to slide him.
Dude, he's averaging 29, 8, and 8.
Yeah, and guess what? And guess what? They're winning games.
and they're the 3 seed in the West.
That's fair. Reeves was on my list. He was on my long list. He did not make the cut for me. He was not
Wait,
on my.
he didn't make an all. Wait. Did he not even make your third team?
No, Reeves would be on my theoretical fourth team.
You're
What
insane.
are you
You're
on, bro?
crazy. Okay, hold on. You
Oh,
have
they're the 2
you
seed.
have
Sorry, the Lakers are the 2 seed right
you
now.
Are they up
have
to the
you
two
have
seed? Okay,
you
that
have
I'll be
hold on,
honest, I
hold on,
didn't
hold on,
know.
hold on, hold on. You have Kevin Durant on your second team, Jalen Brown over Ant, and no Austin Reeves. Period. Crumple your list up and throw it in the fucking garbage, dude.
Who's on
Jesus
your second? Mitch,
Christ.
what does your second team look like?
My second team is actually largely similar to what I assume
I think
Nate's
we
team's
just
gonna
had the
be.
same thing almost.
Because I'm
Is it
gonna
Cade?
have I'm gonna have Cade or like if you wanted to swap Cade and Brunson, like yeah, vice
Yeah,
versa.
okay.
But it's gonna be Cade, Ant, Reeves, and then I wanted to have Jalen Johnson. The way that you reacted made me go,
No,
I don't know if I'm
I wouldn't have hated it. I wasn't tempted, but I'll say I don't hate it.
I see because then my other thing is I was gonna go like, okay, I could see a theoretical world where I'm like Denny slash Jalen Brown and then Jalen Johnson slide in there, but now that I actually looked at what Jalen Brown has been doing, I'm not having him on my fucking second team over Anthony Edwards. So I'll do Reeves, I'll have Denny, I'll have Jalen Johnson, I'll have slash Cade Brunson, whatever you want to swap there, and then I'll have Maxi.
No Dono.
Donovan. Oh, sorry. Instead of fuck. See now I want to unconvince myself of Denny because I was really high on him. But
I like Danny. I just don't see the argument for him over Donovan Mitchell.
yeah, where they're sitting in the West. Yeah, you know
This is
what?
well, this is part of my problem. Is Donovan Mitchell? I think should like be a lock for this team, and people aren't like he's been so
Yeah.
good this season that people are just. The other night he just
He's seventh in MVP. So yeah, give him second,
he
like
shot up.
unequivocally.
He shot up to the 40. He had, like he was having a bad game. Shot up to 40 points. Like
Yeah.
he's been had some games where he just explodes and completely carries the Cavs on his back.
Yeah, give me Donovan. Yeah, give me Donovan Mitchell second. So we'll round out. We'll do Cade, D. Mitch, Ant, Reeves, and Jalen Johnson. I think.
That's fair. Yeah, I'll be honest. As far as Ant is concerned, I did finalize this list like minutes before he went crazy in the second half against the Celtics and outplayed Jalen Brown down the stretch of that game to get the win. So
Well, he was doing great before that too. So
no, that's fair. That's fair. He was good against OKC. Fair enough. But yeah, so that's where I landed. And then you guys, oh man, I'm like scared to share my third team because I got a couple
yeah,
guys.
I'm scared to hear it, man.
Actually,
I,
I'm curious to how bizarre your third
I
team
have
could be.
two guys
Hold
on this
on.
list for my third team that have not been mentioned whatsoever yet to this point, so I'm a little bit
Okay.
concerned to share.
Okay.
Um, but wait, so Nate, your second team is the same as Mitch's, just swapping Caden Brunson?
No, he has Brunson on first team or second team.
He would be my like you could interchange him for five or number six for like first team, fifth man,
So if you're gonna
second team,
pick, who are
sixth
you
man.
picking? Just pick
I'll
for the
probably
sake
go
of pick.
For the sake of picking, I'll probably go Brunson.
Okay, so you said I have Cade, Donovan Mitchell, Austin Reeves, Şengün, and Edwards. So I think he just swapped Jalen Johnson for
Şengün, because Şengün's my right man right off that docket. Like
okay.
he'd be right at number 11 hypothetically if like
So
if the world could come to it. But
so is he on he's not on your third team?
he's on my third team. That
Okay,
would
he's on
be
your
number
okay,
11.
okay. So yeah, and so we have we have Cade, Donovan Mitchell, Austin Reeves, Anthony Edwards, and swap out Şengün for Jalen Johnson. We have the same basically, and
Yeah.
then you have whatever the fuck you threw together.
Yeah, I will also say I tried my absolute hardest, as you'll see on my third team, to keep it like positionally. I know like positions don't
Yeah,
really
I know. I don't
determine
know why
develop.
you do that
No,
when
I
that's
went
Because
not.
straight.
that's just the way it
I
should
went
be. Okay, that's just the way it should be. It should be two guards, two forwards, and a center. And we could get creative with the guard forward, the forward center. We could get creative, but like the whole position list, I don't like it. And this whole idea that like the NBA's position list, I hate it. I hate that discussion. It's not
You
true.
hate that the team should be the best 15 players in the league? Like that's an interesting take.
I prefer it to be the way that it was. So I try to
Yeah.
keep my All NBA teams in
Want to
that.
know
I
why?
actually I don't hate.
So you could stow Jalen Brown higher up because he could be like, oh, he's
Yeah,
a two,
no,
but he's
I
a
mean,
three and
well,
a
He's a
four.
maybe, maybe.
small forward. Kevin Durant is a power forward. Everyone else is a power forward.
I just like it better that way. Okay, tradition.
Okay, you
Forgive
can.
me.
I like my porridge is too hot. Oh, my steak is too juicy. My lobster is too buttery.
Ugh.
Take this
Um,
There's
away.
complaining about giving the best players the award.
Bring me back my microwaved hungry man.
All
That's what
right,
he
so
says.
bring me
third
back my
third
DeAndre Jordan
team,
All
third
NBA third
team.
team.
Should we let Dion go first with the third
Oh my
team
God, I'm
then?
scared. I'm actually terrified.
I do want to hear these three names that haven't mentioned, so go
Yeah,
ahead.
who are the three? Yeah.
I'm
Go,
scared.
go.
So I
I'm a little
have I
curious.
have D Mitch and Ant as my backcourt for the third team.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Scared. All right. I also have.
Demius Kata.
Chris Boucher.
I couldn't squeeze him in, but I thought about it. He's on my long list. No, I had one Joshua Giddey on my third team.
What
Okay.
the?
Averaging
Okay,
damn near a
actually, okay,
triple
okay,
double.
okay,
He's
okay,
averaging
okay.
I
damn near
can
a 20-point
Okay,
triple double.
I don't hate it.
I can see the argument. I'll give you that. That's better than what
Yeah,
you've
all
done
right. I
so
don't.
far.
I actually am not.
Thank
I
you.
am not. That does not upset me.
Okay, good. Yeah, I just think it's gone. I don't want to say under the radar,
No,
but
he's his statistic. The Bulls are really not good again, but his stats are kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
and I
no,
think that has
wait,
to account for something.
wait. He's gonna say James Harden third team.
no. Whoa.
Okay, I thought you were.
No,
I was
no,
gonna
no, no,
say.
no, 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 no.
Gulp.
No, he's been. I mean, he's been carrying. If this was like the All NBA carry team list, then he's probably first or
True.
second.
Okay, but come on.
Um,
Continue with your. Hold on. Before, yeah, say your names.
All right, so I have D Mitch and I have Giddy. At my fourth spot, I have Lauri Markkinen. He's averaging damn near 30. I felt like I
Mhm.
had to hand it to him. Although I don't feel great about it because I feel like it's kind of teetering down a little bit from
It
like
has.
this super hot start.
He's been worse the past week and a half.
Yeah, so I didn't feel like a lot. And then my last spot was really tough because, like I said, I tried to keep it the correct positions or whatever. If I was going to pick a center or a big man, I would go with Chet. But end of the day, I just felt like Jalen Johnson was more deserving.
Mhm.
So that's why I'll go with my final spot. I'll go Jalen Johnson. So D Mitch, Ant,
Okay.
Giddy, Lauri Markkinen, and Jalen Johnson.
Cool.
So
Cool. So
I actually don't hate.
I do have James Harden on my third team.
I also have James Harden on my
was
third team.
I really thought you were gonna be like, you're like, these names haven't even been mentioned, and then I was gonna be like, that's a valid take. You know what? That's a very reasonable take, but you didn't even. So
Yeah,
I'll
dude,
also
James.
tell you right now, Laurie Markkinen did not make my third team.
Yeah, if I were to make this list again right now, he probably wouldn't. I finalized this list a little over 48 hours
Well, I
ago.
feel like that's like giving Bradley Beal an All NBA spot just because he averaged when he averaged
Oh.
30, like just because he was averaging 30 for a bad
Well,
team.
that was like on a hopeless, like absolutely going nowhere.
Dude, the
What?
Jazz
Timeout!
reek of balls and
Timeout!
ass.
30-second timeout. Hold on. Let me finish my point. That was for a completely hopeless, lifeless, absolutely going nowhere Wizards team. The Jazz have been pretty competitive. Like I know the record's not great, but like if Walker Kessler hadn't gone down, this I feel like
Entertaining
could have been a play-in
games.
team. Yeah,
Very
like they're
entertaining
They're
games.
competing.
entertaining, cool. That does not give you All NBA points. They're on pace for like 30 wins.
A competitive 30 wins.
No, I don't care.
A very entertaining 30.
You know what?
Um,
The Pistons, when they won 14 games, they probably had like 30 really, really close losses. I don't care. Like you did not win the game.
that's
Lauri
fair.
Markkanen doesn't do anything except for put up points. He's a shitty rebounder. He's an average level defender. Like Lauri's been awesome, but he's not an All NBA player on a bad like this team. Like the Jazz are still a bottom 5 to 7 team in the league.
They're 11th in the West right now.
They are still going to be a bottom to 5 to 11, whatever the hell it is in the league.
Maybe. Yeah, like I said, if I did this list over again, I don't know that Laurie would still get his spot.
I'm also
Probably.
not giving him All NBA points for being the 11th seed, which is also partly why I don't have Denny on the team.
That's fair. I just feel like Denny, I mean, he's just doing so like he's doing a little bit of everything for this team. Like he's just pitching in so many different ways that I wanted to give him the
You
nod.
know,
So
I actually kind of want to put him over Jaylen Brown now that you're talking me into it. I'm not kidding.
Okay, so recap your third team just so I have it all in my mind's eye.
Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards,
Okay,
Josh,
insane.
Josh Giddey, Laurie Markkinen, and Jalen Johnson.
Okay.
So I would say
I can see your third. Unironically, your third team was made better than your first and second.
Okay,
So,
Mitch,
I
now
mean, like-
say you're for full 5.
Okay, so James Harden makes it. I'll actually.
Say all 5 and then I'll react.
Okay, so we got James Harden, we got Alperen Şengün, we have Steph Curry because let's be real, another one of these like kind of carry jobs. I had Denny here, and then I had KD. So
okay.
like
Yeah, I think Curry was one of the toughest cuts for me. But sorry, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I genuinely had like, do I want to have Şengün and KD in the same like same tier? And I was like, okay, yes, I do. But do I also want to have one of them as like the you're like my slight cut kind of thing? Because like, yes, OKC is absolutely dumpstering teams, and like Chet probably gets a nod just because of the amount of wins they're gonna have, right?
And he's probably the defensive player of the year if Wemby doesn't.
And I literally was like, Curry's like the offensive production that he's had this year. I'm just so impressed with like what he's managed to give like defibs to a team that you kind of didn't expect to have this much juice. But Chet is just anchoring so well. Like all the clips of him getting dunked on. That's what happens when you jump to contest fucking dunks, all right? You're gonna get clipped, but more often than not, he's swatting the fuck out of them. He's erasing the advantages. The blocks by the counting numbers are down, but the actual quality of the defense is up. So like, I feel like you got to give it to Chet if he's like if he's gonna make one, he's gonna make a third team and win Depoy. So he's my guy to like swing for Curry if the worst comes to worst. Denny too could swap him for it because like OKC's gonna be rewarded with at least 2, if not 3 All NBA players.
Yeah, J-Dub's ineligible, so I don't know who that third player becomes.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
AJ Mitchell.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Hey.
Yep.
Hey.
Of course.
Why not? Yeah, Chet, I had originally in my final
Chet's
spot
one of
with
the
that 15th.
For me, Chet's one of the first guys off. I honestly, as much as it's hard for me to say it, like I had Steph is firmly off. Like I don't really have any consideration for him at the moment. The Warriors are 11-10. His efficiency is solid. He's averaging 28 a game, but his assist numbers are, I think, the lowest it's been ever. I think he's at the lowest assist numbers ever in a season for what?
The team around him sucks.
Oh,
He can't hit shots.
I'm aware. I am aware, and I'm not knocking that his actual play for it. But at the end of the day, all NBA stats matter, and your stats across
Damn,
the board.
This is actually like easily the lowest assist per game of history.
Yeah, he's averaging 4. He's never averaged like under 5 since.
That's correct.
I don't even know.
Never.
Since he
His
came in the
lowest-
league. This is the
Wow.
first year. Yeah.
He's had multiple games, I think, with like 1.
Yikes. I'm blaming
And
that on the team, dude. They
I
fucking
know,
suck.
okay, but again, that has to be factored in. He's not statistically dominant over any of these guys, and his team's not as good as most of these guys. So for me, I had James Harden, Jaylen Brown, Kevin Durant, Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Johnson. I really struggled with keeping Tyrese on there because his play has faltered, and I expected to keep faltering, not because he's bad or anything, but because he just has way too big of a workload. And
Like
Joel
41
Embiid,
minutes a night.
yeah, Joel Embiid and Paul George stink. They like suck. Jalen Johnson, I think, definitely deserves it. He's averaging, like, again, I hate to point the numbers to this, but that does really matter for all NBA. And that's something that you have to look at because you're not going to say, like, obviously at the end of the day, Steph Curry, I think, is a better player than Jaylen Brown. I think Steph Curry is better than most of the guys on the third team. But, for the sake of these awards, Jalen Johnson's averaging a cool 23, 10, and 8 almost.
While
He's,
also being one of the most switchable defenders,
yeah,
like period.
and being a very good defender. He is the only reason the Hawks, I think, are above 500 right now without Trae Young. He's been awesome. I don't really know how you leave him off, but I also understand there's other players out there that deserve it. Devin Booker is way off the list for me.
Yeah, he was like
Even
number 20 for
yeah,
me, I
there's
think.
like
Yeah, I don't think he got to 20 for me.
I'm trying to think who are the other guys that I'm missing here that
The
I could
first
potentially.
five are my fourth team, if you will, the four guys off my list: Maxey, Curry, Reeves, Julius Randle, and Chet.
It's crazy that Reeves doesn't make the list for you. I'll say that
Yeah,
right now. Like
yeah, that
that's
is. I think the
I
only
just
one I really don't. I left off Denny, and that's the only one I feel really bad about leaving off. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I would say Maxey or Curry is probably the one that I feel not great about leaving off. Like Maxey, like you said, like it's probably not going to last. But if we're just going based off of the first 5 or 6 weeks, like he's been
He's got to be
pretty.
there.
Yeah, he's been pretty elite. I just struggled. Maybe I just leaned too much into the JB Denny thing. Maybe I let that
I mean,
my favoritism
I'll
get to
be
me. But
I'll be honest. I think I was more blinded by how much Boston stunk because JB was my like second sub off. So like he would make the fourth team, but I was like like we said, the numbers do matter, but I was also being like the community as a whole, like people are going to remember the hairline thing, man. People are going to go, "Hey, you've got like sure you've got great counting stats on a shit team, but we're going to not
I
ride
mean,
with you the same way that we would ride with a guy like Denny, He's on a bad team putting up numbers, but we rock with Denny. We
yeah,
don't
I'm not.
rock with
I'll
Jalen
say
Brown.
this: I have no problem switching out Jalen Brown for Denny on that.
Yeah.
So like, if you want to do that, I also am very cool with doing that because they're pretty much the same, except for, I mean, one's in the
yeah,
West,
I'll,
one's in
I'll
the East.
admit, staring at it now and talking it all the way through, I would probably swap JB and Denny off my second team, move D Mitch and maybe Ant or someone onto my
Yeah,
second.
I am. I'm gonna boot Jalen Brown off. I've decided. So my third team is going to be James Harden, Jalen Brown, not Jalen Brown, James Harden, Denny Avdia, Kevin Durant, Tyrese Maxey, and Jalen Johnson.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Anyone else that you guys feel like was in the mix for you?
Uh,
Not Carl Anthony Towns.
I mean, if okay, counting numbers aren't as high as everybody else, but I think Brandon Ingram has a nod to like get
Ooh.
there at some point. If Toronto finishes as a top three seed, thank you, JT. If they do, Brandon Ingram has to have some sort of like, look how he transformed this dog shit roster into a team that closes games, except against the Knicks and the Hornets.
I think
If they if
he's got
the
to.
if the counting numbers get to like 25 a game, I think he's got it.
I think yeah, definitely. If he continues like the hot streak that he's been on against other than against the
Against
Knicks.
against everybody but the Knicks.
Yeah. I really liked watching Ingram play this season. I think this is the best basketball we've seen him play in a long time, even if the counting numbers aren't like skyrocketed, but 21 and a half, 5.5, 7, or 5.5 and 3.5. They do have to think for me, that's not all NBA numbers quite yet, but if the Raptors are a top five, somehow end up being a top 4 or 3 seed, then he definitely has to get a shot because if a team takes that big of an improvement, and becomes, goes from a lottery team to a top 5 team in, the East, I think you have to at least consider giving their best player something out there.
Well,
But,
that's where I was gonna
Brandon,
go. Like, you don't think that Scotty would kind of get that nod?
I was going to say, I think you might even see a guy like Scotty get the nod
I
over him because
I
of
think
the
the
all
un
around stats.
I think the unfortunate thing with Scotty is largely NBA media has been like, look at him do the dirty work and not realize he does everything for this team. every single play that happens when RJ's not on the court is because Scotty orchestrates it. Scotty's the only one that has any help defense when Jakob gets beat because he gets beat every possession. Anytime somebody needs a short roll, Scotty's there. Scotty's still shooting 39% from three. Scotty's still getting to the basket at will. He made Karl Anthony Towns look like his bitch. He made Evan Mobley look like
Okay,
his bitch.
everyone makes Karl Anthony Towns look like their bitch at this moment.
But Raptors media and especially I know this is a bad example, especially Raptors Reddit has no idea just how important Scotty Barnes is. They look at him and they go, "Well, he's kind of just doing a little bit of everything, but we can get by without him." It's like, no, this team, you put you take Scotty off the floor for 5 minutes. Look what happens.
But I
Knuppel
think,
hits a crazy corner three on Brandon Ingram. They piss away a 12-point lead. Like,
oh,
So
I
who would
think
you say is their best player? Like end of
is
the
it
day, like who's
no,
been
they're
most valuable for the
is it
Raptors?
Tiny
most.
Dog or is it Scotty Barnes?
It's Scotty Barnes. Like Notorious BI3 is a dope nickname. Don't get me wrong, but
They call him Tiny Dog on Basketball Reference.
like
The humble
all
beast.
all the things that so first of all, not only is Scotty like almost replicating the statistical production that Brandon Ingram is, but the sheer amount of like little things that don't pop up on the score the fucking stat sheet is just so valuable for Toronto. He's also super vocal. I don't know if you probably haven't had a reason to tune into any of like the regular broadcasts for
No, I do because I watch a lot of RJ and Quick.
he's doing a lot of the things, and again, I'm probably going to get murdered for this. He's doing a lot of those things where like older LeBron does, where he calls a play that is
All
transpiring on the
right,
floor.
and that's gonna do it for this episode of the Two for One.
No. Continue the point. Continue.
I'm just kidding.
He does those things where he'll tell you exactly what the play is about to break down, and he'll be like, "Okay, quick, cover the pin down because what's going to happen is they're going to curl up." And then he goes into blank space, grabs the ball as it comes inbounds, and the other team goes, "Fuck."
That just reminded me though. Have you guys seen? Have you got? I don't know like where I came across it. I think Tatum's Ruffles might have posted on his story. I don't remember, but it's a compilation of primarily Luca, but like basically everyone on the Lakers team, like yelling at Rui, telling him where to go, like yelling like Rui, and then like pointing him to the other side of the court and shit like that. It's just a it's so funny. We'll have to like add it in or something.
There was a point in time where when D'Angelo Russell was traded to the Timberwolves, he had this defensive revelation where he was doing that. I don't know if
Oh,
you guys remember
yeah,
that.
I do. For like 2 weeks, he was like, yeah, he was commanding the
He
defense.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
he was
great.
like "Rah, rah, rah, rah."
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
like
yeah.
Draymond Green for a week and a half and then just never I don't
Yeah, it was short lived. I don't
they're
know.
gonna study D'Angelo Russell's brain for like centuries after he passes.
Facts. I wanted
Hopefully he's
to.
not soon.
No, yeah, no. I wanted to swing back to Brandon Ingram though, just to drop a quick little fun fact. Brandon Ingram and I had the same high school basketball coach. Not that we played on the same team, but we were just coached by the same individual. So
That's a
Cool.
downgrade. Damn, how the
Did you
fuck did
did
that
you
happen?
shoot
I know.
56% from the short mid range? Oh, you
Probably.
didn't. Ah, no, you
Probably. I
didn't.
In
mean,
high
what? What was
school, Brandon Ingram
what's
probably shot like 85% from
what
Well,
the
what's
okay,
short.
the
high school Brandon Ingram probably just was like, and money.
Yeah, I
Like
was gonna
it's
say
money's
what's like the
easy.
bare minimum you'd have to shoot to get to 56%? Like what's the lowest number of attempts? Because that's probably where I was. I didn't play a lot, to be honest.
The hell are you
Oh,
talking about?
yeah.
Like to shoot
He
56%, I probably went with like 6 for 11. Is that 56%?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not a
do I,
mathematician.
do I look like I have an abacus next to me, dog? Get out of
An
here.
abacus
An
is fair.
abacus.
6 divided by 11 is 54.5%. That's probably what I went.
Dude, Scotty
I was a
Barnes'
pretty good
nickname in
mid-range shooter.
Basketball Reference is Scotty B.
Yeah.
I know. He needs like an
That's good.
actual. He needs like an actual one.
The Barnesonator.
All right, so to wrap this episode up, now that we've gotten all NBA out of the way, we've got the next edition of the chopping block. So we'll do just one today. And for those that missed the inaugural episode of the chopping block is basically where, we just take a team each week and we eliminate them from conference finals contention. We'll end up with probably 8. We'll see how we want to shake it out. Maybe we'll try to predict all 4, but it'll work out to where, like, at the end of the season, we have like a select few teams left. We did eliminate the Wizards and the Pacers last time. I feel pretty confident about where I want to go. I
Yeah,
believe I let
same.
Mitch pick first last time, so I
Yeah, you
will
fucking.
throw
I
the
was.
alley oop to
All
Nate.
right.
Go
All
ahead,
right.
dunk on him. Go ahead, Nate. Who
All
do you
right,
got?
I'm gonna pick the Toronto Raptors.
Ooh, I was gonna.
I don't see it.
Fucking.
I think we have to go with the Nets just because of the actual
Finally.
lack of talent on their
Finally.
roster. I want to say like the Clippers or the Kings, but they actually have some talent on their roster, whereas the Nets are Michael Porter Jr. and friends, and Danny Wolf had a random 20-point
Friends.
game the other day. Yeah, the Nets stink. I don't care at all about like your fan base suffering because of how annoying you guys were for years when you had Katie and Kyrie. There's not enough there's not enough Nets fans out there that I'm actually going to offend any of you. So I don't really like the Nets suck. You guys aren't
All
winning
seven
shit.
of them that listen to this pod,
Yeah,
they're
all
like,
seven of them that exist in New
yeah,
York.
period.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, that was the easy cut. I was somewhat shocked that we didn't go with them last time. But I
I
guess
wanted to make
they did have
this
more
is
wins
better
than the
because we can
Pacers.
make fun of them by themselves
That's
in
fair.
a little minute
Yeah,
segment here.
I think that's the best description I've heard from them. Just Michael Porter Jr. and friends.
He's actually been
Hey,
really impressive because like, he's actually shooting the ball well and just rising up over people and still scoring. So Michael Porter Jr. is cool, but
yeah.
the rest of their team is not.
I saw like someone was talking crazy. It was probably Bleacher Report if I had to assume. But they were doing yeah, it was Bleacher Report. Shout out to Kenny Beecham. I was watching his video. But yeah, he was talking about Michael Porter Jr. for like Kuminga, Moody, Buddy Hield, and picks. I was like, all right, slow down. He's been great, but like that was crazy. But yeah, Nets are out of here. That one was pretty nice and easy. Next week, well, no, it still won't be that interesting next week. But as we get into January, I think this is going to become a very interesting and a much longer segment. It's going to be pretty interesting trying to cut some of these teams because yeah, like Nets, Pacers, Wizards, absolute no hope of even getting to the play-in.
Boston
Like even in
Celtics
the West,
soon.
like,
I
slow
was I was
down,
waiting for him
slow
to be like,
down. Hey,
I wanted to
hey.
chime in and be like, well, let's just get the Celtics out of the way. Like,
Relax, all right. But yeah, Nets, Wizards, Pacers, like they're hopeless. Their season is over. They're tanking. Pelicans, Clippers, Kings. That makes up the bottom of the West. I still feel like there's a world where they can make the play-in. So like they're still like kind of in the mix ish. But yeah, that was pretty cut and dry. But that'll do it for this episode, I suppose. Hope everyone enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the pod. Make sure you follow us on all socials at 2for1hoops, and we'll be back with a guest this weekend. Very excited. But until then, hope everyone has a great rest of their day.